On our 20th wedding anniversary, my unfaithful wife tried to drug me. But I switched our glasses and gave her a taste of her own trap. She lifted her glass and offered a sweet, practiced smile. But her expression didn't reach her eyes. Behind the curve of her lips was a cold calculation. That's when it hit me. My own wife had just tried to drug me. Before we continue, if you enjoy true stories with shocking twists and brutal justice, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you never miss one. You won't see this ending coming. 20 years of marriage. 2 full decades of loyalty, effort, and building a life side by side, all leading to this evening, a romantic dinner at a high-end resort, lit by candles, carefully planned by me. I made the reservation. I chose her favorite wine. I reserved a table overlooking the view she loved most. But it was clear now, I had never been her favorite. Lately, she'd been pulling away. Her silences had grown heavier. Her phone was practically glued to her palm, and when she smiled, it felt forced, like a role she was tired of playing. I tried to rationalize it, telling myself I was imagining things. Until that night. While I gazed out at the view, she filled my glass. Her hand twirled the wine a bit longer than usual. Her fingers trembled slightly. Her voice, however, stayed even. "To us," she said, holding up her glass. I raised mine too, but a strange chill ran through me. Her fingers weren't shaking from emotion. They were jittery, hiding something. I forced a smile, touched her glass with mine, and the moment she looked away, I switched them. She took a sip. I didn't. Minutes passed. Her speech grew unsteady. Her eyes darted from side to side. She tried to appear composed, but the signs were obvious. Whatever she had slipped into the wine was taking hold. "I need some air," she muttered, wobbling as she walked away. I followed at a distance. Calm. Focused. And I noticed something. She'd left her phone on the table, unlocked. Dozens of messages lit up the screen. All from someone named Nate. "Tonight's the night. Put it in his drink, baby, and meet me in room 42. He's just dead weight. You deserve better." My hands weren't shaking. My mind was. Not from the alcohol, because I hadn't touched it, but from fury. 14-hour workdays. Double shifts. Extra gigs so she could enjoy anxiety relief spa weekends. I decorated the house she wanted. I paid every bill. This was my reward. But I didn't charge into room 42. That would have been far too easy. I had something better in mind, a plan where she'd step right into her own trap. The one she set for me. When she walked into that room, it wasn't Nate waiting for her. It was me. She strutted in, lipstick fresh, hair redone, trying to act like seduction excused betrayal. She thought Nate would be waiting in bed, eager to begin their new life together. Instead, I was standing there. Silent. No yelling. No accusations. Just me, holding her phone in one hand, and a printed stack of every message she had sent him in the other. She froze like she'd seen a corpse. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. Just the dry gasp of someone whose plans had shattered. "Surprised," I said, voice even. "You expected me to be unconscious by now, didn't you?" I didn't mean," she stammered. "Didn't mean what?" I asked. "To drug me, or to miss the fact I stopped trusting you weeks ago." Her legs gave out, and she dropped to the bed, trembling. I didn't move. The moment I saw her grinning at her phone weeks earlier, I began preparing for this night. "You waited until our anniversary," I said slowly. "You thought I was too distracted, too broken, too tired to see through you." She whispered, "I just wanted a better life." That's when I laughed. "Better?" I asked. "Do you even know what I've been doing while you were off playing secret girlfriend?" She looked up, stunned. This was the same woman who mocked my long nights working from home, who told her friends I'd never be more than an overworked nobody. The same woman who once texted Nate, "He's stuck. I'm flying free." I walked to the minibar, poured a glass of water, and pulled a flash drive from my jacket. "This," I said, holding it up, "is what I've been building. The reason I've been distant. The startup I founded. The app one launched. The deal I signed last week netted me 7 figures. In a day. Her jaw slackened. What? I stepped forward. I didn't just catch you cheating, I said. I caught you moments before your name was going to be added as co-owner on all of it. Every account. Every contract. You were minutes away from walking out of this marriage with half. She couldn't speak. But now, I said, now you leave with nothing. You cheated. You lied. You drugged me. That's not just betrayal, it's a felony. Right then, a knock came at the door. She flinched. I didn't even blink. I opened it. Not Nate. Hotel security. And behind them, the private investigator I'd hired 3 weeks earlier. Ma'am, the security guard said, we need you to come with us. She began to unravel. Wait, no, he's making this up. I didn't. The investigator spoke calmly. Everything's been documented. From dinner to this room. And just so you know, you really shouldn't have sent those messages over the hotel Wi-Fi. The blood drained from her face. They led her out. She didn't look back. I didn't gloat. I didn't celebrate. I stood there, still, quiet, not out of anger anymore, but clarity. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't the one begging to be loved. I was the one walking away with everything. The sound of her heels striking the hallway tiles echoed like judgment as security led her away. No handcuffs, not yet, but the shame was neatly packaged, just as she'd intended for me. The woman who once vowed forever had tried to erase me like a financial loss. But now, she was the one ruined, emotionally drained, legally cornered, and soon to be financially wiped out. I didn't linger in that hotel room. There was no need. It had already served its purpose. Downstairs, in a dimly lit corner of the lounge, a man in a tailored gray suit waited in a booth, a folder resting in front of him. Did she take the bait? He asked. I gave a single nod. She drank the same poison she meant for me. He slid the folder toward me. Inside was everything: evidence, statements, photographs, text logs, and surveillance stills of her meeting Nate across various locations. Hotels. Cafes. Even the so-called therapy getaways. She thought she was being clever, he said. But she forgot that quiet men don't sleep, they strategize. I gave a dry laugh. That's always their mistake. They think silence means weakness. She believed I was too distracted to notice the late-night showers, the giddy glances at her phone, the sudden password changes like she was some angsty teenager. What she never suspected was that I'd already shifted every major asset beyond her reach. The house. Now owned by a shell corporation in my sister's name. Our shared savings. Moved into a secure, high-yield trust 1 week earlier. Even her car, leased under my name, was scheduled for repossession the next morning. And the best part? I wasn't done yet. While she thought I was a bore, I had been building. While she was sipping wine with Nate, I was pitching my platform to a major investor in Silicon Valley. The night she scoffed, "You'll never be anything more than a dreamer," I was on a return flight from San Francisco, fresh off closing a $2.3 million investment deal. She left that dinner expecting to find me unconscious and vulnerable, ready to be stripped of my life and dignity. Instead, she ended up losing everything for a man who couldn't even spell commitment. Back in the suite, my phone lit up with a message. Nate. Hey, where's Leah? She was supposed to meet me an hour ago. I couldn't resist. Me, she's a little tied up. Might be, for the next 3 to 5 years. Silence. He never replied again. What neither of them realized was that the drug she used wasn't strong enough to cause serious harm. But the audio I'd captured, her full confession, was all I needed for prosecution. Every second was documented. Every timestamp verified. By morning, her name would no longer appear on a vacation itinerary. It would be filed on court documents. By noon, the divorce petition would be served. And by sunset, she'd know exactly what it felt like to be discarded like a contingency plan. She thought she was chasing freedom. But she'd walked straight into a cage, one she forged herself. The next day, the silence in our home was absolute. So still it felt like even the walls were holding their breath. No heels clicking on hardwood. No jewelry clinking into porcelain trays. No forced laughter echoing from the bathroom mirror. Just me. And a thick envelope waiting on the marble counter, addressed to Leah Anders, stamped in bold red, final notice. I sipped my coffee slowly, the same way she used to sip hers when she believed I was too stupid to see the lies. While I paid the bills, cooked the meals, and hoped for affection, she was playing queen of a castle she didn't build. But the crown had shifted. And the queen, just a captured pawn in a game she thought she controlled. By midday, her phone began exploding with notifications, calls, messages, voicemails, not from me, but from her boutique friends, her gym buddies, even her precious little book club. I had sent them all a cheerful group message titled, "A Toast to Truth." Inside was her voice confession layered over photos, clips, and receipts. Was it cruel? Maybe. But 20 years of deception deserved something louder than a quiet goodbye. I stepped into what used to be our bedroom, now mine, and stared at the bare closet. Her designer outfits were gone. All purchased by me. All worn for him. Her vanity still held smudged makeup, a tilted perfume bottle, and, next to it, a wedding photo, face down in poetic shame. Then my phone rang. My attorney. "It's done," he said. "Divorce filed. Emergency financial freeze is in place. She can't touch a cent." "And the report?" I asked. "Filed with digital and audio proof," he said. "Charges include attempted poisoning, fraud conspiracy, and illegal surveillance." I leaned back. "Perfect." He hesitated. "Are you sure you don't want to just walk away clean?" I smiled. Did she plan to walk away quietly? She didn't want closure, she wanted a spectacle. A betrayal dipped in wine, mascara, and whispers. She wanted to leave me broken. Instead, she woke up alone, in custody. No Nate. No money. No influencer brand to sell. Just an orange jumpsuit and the dawning realization that she risked 20 years of love for 2 months of infatuation, and lost everything. Meanwhile, I wasn't just surviving. I was thriving. That afternoon, I boarded a flight to Chicago. Not to escape, but to expand. Overnight, my app had gone viral. A leading tech blog called it the next billion-dollar disruptor, built by a man who vanished, then returned stronger than ever. I didn't give interviews. I didn't talk about my marriage. I let her silence rot on its own. But the truth was loud. Wife bets against him. Now he owns the company. Cheating partner works for humble tech CEO who rewrote the rules. Man she mocked makes $10 million in 10 months. Leah saw it all. From jail or her parents' spare bedroom. Who cares? I didn't. Because when someone shows you who they really are, believe them. And when they try to destroy you, rise so high they can't breathe without hearing your name. 6 months later, I stood on a private rooftop in Manhattan. Champagne in hand, no sedatives this time, only satisfaction. 5 investors gathered beside me, glasses raised in celebration. The company's valuation? $28 million. My role? Founder and CEO. As camera flashes lit the skyline, a reporter approached. "So what's next for the man who lost it all and came back on top?" I looked her in the eye, smiled, and said, "I didn't lose everything. I just lost what was holding me back." Somewhere, Leah probably saw that clip. It went viral. Just like the truth. The truth that she tried to drug me. And I made sure she was the one who swallowed every consequence.